every other second team in the league is now running the Kyle Shanahan offense, and the defense is going to adapt to
No question.
that scheme. So that's why adding this run element and everything that we've been talking about, how dynamic this offense can be, because this is just not read option, right? This is, I think, we have probably not
Mhm.
seen something like this where you have the play action pass, you have all the jet sweeps, orbit motion, plus the
Plus the
super.
pistol, plus the read
Exactly.
option. It's gonna be
Yeah,
it's gonna be the most diverse run game we've ever seen.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel that that was one thing that really excites me about it, is like how we can get to the next level.
We're going
Uh,
to see this Mike McDaniel, who's now the offensive coordinator,
yeah,
really express his creativity. It's going to be cool.
exactly. And
Yeah.
sort of what um, uh, amazed me about this was, like, I thought that Bill Belichick was the one that was going to go after this. So I was extremely surprised that he didn't take Justin Fields and rather took
Right.
Mac Jones,
Yeah.
because I was pretty confident that once his number three pick came in, Bill was going to jump and get Justin Fields, because he was getting. I mean, we have seen Josh McDaniels do that before with Tim Tebow, and now with
Yes.
Cam Newton. And I was super surprised that he didn't go and get Justin Fields. Um, that was the other thought, and then of course, uh, what also impressed me was, like, I mean, it looks like Lance was the guy all the way through, because and it almost feels like the rest of the league knew it, because if you look at Panthers actions, Broncos actions, like, and the fact that Fields and Mac Jones were not picked, it
Yeah.
feels like everybody else knew when Niners jumped that it was going to be for Trey Lance, because all the other people just backed out of it.
That's
So that's
true.
what.
My only question though is that like Lynch said one of the last couple of days that they made up their mind on Monday. Did you hear him say that?
Yeah,
They
I
made their
heard him
final
say that
decision on Monday,
on
and that's
Monday.
the day that Kyle Shanahan looked crazy. So I'm like, what was that about? That's my only
Yeah,
question.
so I've also been thinking about it, but what I feel is, I think Kyle, and I mean, this is just a speculation, right? But if I was Kyle and I already made up my decision that it was going to be Lance,
Mhm.
over the next 1 month, I would want to tell that I like the other person and see all the other reasons that come to me, like on trying to convince
Sure.
me why I should pick Lance, because that's a real brilliant way if Kyle actually did that, of doing things, right? Because if you fall in love with one person, it's very easy to sort of get blinded
Shut
by all
down.
the other people. Yeah, shut
Yep.
down. So you almost want to say the other thing, and then let all the other people, your scouts and all the other things that came out, like, hey, Kyle, you should be taking
Yeah.
Lance. You should be taking Lance. So he wanted to hear the reasons from all the other people. He wanted to hear what the rest of the league was saying. So if Kyle actually did that, I thought that, that would have been a master stroke from him.
And we'll never know. But here's the thing.
Yeah,
All that matters now is whether or not he's good. If he's good, Kyle will get credit. And if he didn't want him and had to be talked to him, it won't matter. Because what I've heard from my sources is that Bill Walsh wasn't that into Joe Montana coming out of college. He wanted
mm,
Phil Simms. When Phil Simms was taken, Walsh went into a little mini depression. It was someone else in the organization that was like, there's a pretty good quarterback we could take in round 3 from Notre Dame.
mhm.
So sometimes it happens this way. It doesn't matter. Just coach him up, Kyle.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, we never know. Maybe if he becomes great, a book will be written one day. But I
Yeah.
was just curious that maybe Kyle was just playing with all the other people to see what they were going to
Yes.
say.
Possible.
One other thing that stood out to me from the press conference, Grant, was the fact that Kyle referred to Lance as the CEO. I know that we have
Yep.
talked about this in the past, right? How if you look at Drew Brees, Kirk Cousins, all these guys, they have that CEO mindset and behavior. Whereas Jimmy, as much as he was liked, he never had that. So I felt that Kyle explicitly bringing that out was another knock on, like, hey, he really wants a QB who has more of that CEO mindset and personality.
Right, because
To,
that's leadership and that's decision making. Someone who's a CEO is makes executive decisions and does them well, and that's not what Jimmy does. That's not what Jimmy does. So it's you can see Kyle really valuing that trait, which he didn't used to talk about, decision making.
exactly.
Yeah.
But we have talked about it before, like, and that was, it was good
Yes.
for him to sort of bring that out of unprompted, right? Like, hey, this guy is a CEO, and that's
Yes.
really what you need from a
And when he
QB.
said it, it's like, oh, like that's something you've never said about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Exactly.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And just the last one again, Grant. Overall on the draft, I was really glad was they didn't want to make this, hey, run it back revenge tour, but they actually went and fixed all the problems we thought they should have fixed last year. So in some
Mhm.
sense, at least they accepted the some of the things. I mean, even last year coming out of the Super Bowl, we felt the O line need to be upgraded, the QE need to be upgraded, cornerback need to be upgraded. So they just went
Waited a
and took
year.
care
Yeah,
of all those. And the other interesting thing that I found was most of the people that they drafted, they were senior people who went to Senior
that's
Bowl,
right.
who were 4-star recruits.
That's right.
I was just like looking at the resume. So they
Almost
definitely,
everyone except Lance.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that guy from Michigan who played only a year, but most of
Oh
them they
yeah.
have been a 3-year starter. So I think they definitely played it athletic, but people who have tape, especially in this year with all the COVID, I
Right.
thought they did a really good job from that perspective
Mitigating
as
risk.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Smart.
mitigating the risk and
Absolutely.
filling the needs and acknowledging the mistakes. So overall, I thought it was a phenomenal job.
I thought it was an excellent draft too. I usually find a million reasons not to like their drafts, but every time they were like they did something, I was like, yeah, it's probably what I would have done too. That's it's a good move. The Trey Sermon pick, I think, is terrific. Finding
Yeah,
a way to trade down and then trade back up and create a pick
exactly.
that wasn't there for a running back who probably shouldn't have been
Right.
available. Really good pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And think about it, right? I mean, all this while we've been talking about the run game, how good the 49ers have had a good run game, and they didn't have a cowbell running back, like
No.
bell cow running back. Like, and this is the first time they're actually getting it. Like, I mean, till now they had went with Jerick McKinnon and all these kind of players, fast players, cat
Yeah.
backs, but now they
What's
have a real bell
the
cow.
ironic thing is Trey Lance could be the catalyst to Kyle Shanahan going to the Super Bowl and winning Super Bowls, but Trey Sermon could be the reason he doesn't blow the Super Bowl the next time he's in it and has a lead in the second half. That's the kind of guy he needs to win that thing. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Wear him down. Sai, thank you very much.